Hello. This is not a hyper edited video. This is more of a sit down and talk video. I just want to show you very quickly how I prepare for a trade. So Euro Pound has come onto the Edge Finder. As you should know, the Edge Finder acts as my map. It's a compass in the market. So essentially the way this works is you notice something on a map, let's say a treasure map, you've got an X somewhere. That is where you want to be. That's your goal. Now, this is how I treat the Edge Finder. We've got the -7 essentially giving me the X on the map. Now it's my job to figure out how do I get there. So what we have, technicals are bearish, fine. I don't really care about the technicals. I also don't really care about the sentiment readings. What I like to pay attention to is the fundamentals. That's what I trade. I don't really care about sentiment, to be perfectly honest with you. What we also see on the Edge Finder here is a consistent bearish reading, meaning that these fundamental indicators have been applying pressure over time. This score has been, it's been giving this score consistently, you know? So it just tells me it's a little bit more reliable. It's quite consistent. It's easy. Let's continue. So we have bearish score. So we know we want to be short sellers. So now we go to the charts. Of course, there is a little bit more. We can check COT. We can check some seasonality. We can check all sorts of things. But we'll might be going into that later into the video. Now, my technicals start on higher time frames. We go to the monthly. What do we have on the monthly? Well, we've got a bullish trend. Not great because obviously we want to be sellers, but granted the monthly isn't overly important, but it is something to keep in mind. We have I say recently actually, this was back in early 2025, bounced off this 200 weekly moving average. So something I want to pay attention to is this level. So if I did get into a short position, I would want to close at this monthly 200 moving average. That would be my sort of maximum take profit if all the stars align. So if we got down to there, fine. If the fundamentals started changing, but just as base case, as we go into this, that's a level I am paying attention to. So from here, we have the daily that is also bullish. Again, not a good sign for us if we want to be short sellers. We also have these lows over here. So we have some structure that we're coming into. So again, it's not looking fantastic, but we go down to the H4, which is my execution time frame. Now, what we have here is actually what I really like. So although we are technically still in this bullish trend with the 200 moving average, which is above our 50, we can see that they have started to converge here. Now, when we see this type of price action, when we see this type of development with the moving averages where they start to sort of flatten out and then they start to converge and look as if they're about to flip, that's fantastic because it looks like we're about to have that trend change. So from here, of course, we don't know where the low is. This could be the low, but it could be down here. It could be down here. So this is where it becomes a little bit more of just a waiting game. So I draw the fib from the high to wherever the low is now. And of course, I'll check back in another 4 hours. I might check back in another hour, another day, and just wait and see wherever the low is printed. And that's where I will draw the fib. So if the low comes even lower, ends up here, fine, that's where I'll draw the fib to. It doesn't really matter. Do you get what I'm saying? We just go with time. But for now, let's just say this is the low and then we start reversing. So what we have is the swing high. You could also actually draw it from here. Depends how you identify swing highs. It doesn't matter too much. I like to just use this because this is sort of the start of the displacement move. So we've had this move down. We've now, again, hypothetically created this bottom for now. If we can start seeing this market pull back into this fib zone or the value zone, that would be absolutely perfect. It would allow these moving averages to cross over, and that would then begin the crusade of this short position on the H4. But what do we also have within this zone? Do we notice? Well, we've got previous structure. So if we draw a box right here, and we would actually label this now resistance because obviously price is below it, this lines up with our value zone on the fib. So this wouldn't just be a move to the downside and pullback. This is now also a break. This would be a pullback into value, but also a retest, and we would have the trend change, and then we could look to be short sellers. So this is how simple my strategy is. It's really, really basic. Now, again, as we've already discussed, the downside of this is the daily time frame is still bullish, but we can also see that we've now broken below our daily 200 moving average, indicating that buyers could not sustain a price above that. And keep in mind, a daily 200 moving average it's not just a line, it's a dynamic support, a dynamic resistance. There's lots and lots of eyes, including retail and institutional, looking at this. So A 200 daily moving average does tell us quite a lot about the sentiment. So now I am quite confident to be in this market if we get the pullback into this level. Now, I would normally go and also reference the central banks because that is a big part of my trading. But if we look at the central bank projections, now, of course, this isn't a definite. This isn't definitive. We actually, at the moment, know that central banks are pretty much on hold. There's not much for us to do when it comes to central bank divergences due to the current geopolitical landscape with oil and the Middle East. But we can see we have higher interest rates currently in the UK. Fine, not too much of an issue. But then as we go through 2026, we're expecting the ECB to hike their rates while the UK or the Bank of England cut their rates. So we can see, obviously, the UK goes from here to here and the ECB goes from here to here. So that would give us a bit of a divergence. We've got one central bank that's cutting and one that's potentially hiking. So again, this isn't one-to-one. This isn't guaranteed to happen, but it can just give us that bit of influence, a little bit of information to go with this trade. Now, this could actually be a little bit quicker, again, given the inflation concerns that we've got with oil. So that's one side of it. Now, as I already said, I don't really care too much about COT data, and I don't really care too much about retail sentiment either. We can check COT data just in case there is anything that we must know, anything alarming, anything that's problematic. What we see here with the euro, move to the downside on COT, but recently we've had this pop to the upside, so we have had some institutional buying. Now, what do we have with the GBP? Let's see. Overall, pretty negative sentiment. So actually, let's get rid of the box on that. So we can see overall, we've been below 50%, which is obviously this grey line. That's kind of obviously the middle ground. The long percentage has been bearish, and it seems to continue to go down. Yes, we had a little pop to the upside on the previous release, but overall, it's still pretty bearish. So I do really like this market. I'm quite happy to be involved. Now, all I would really need to see is this pullback, rejection of this level, and a continuation then to the downside. So the position would also look like this. So stop loss would be at the high of this wick. So that's obviously the swing high. That's the way that my strategy works on a systematic level, because if the market, let's say, comes up to this level, tags me into whatever it may be, a bearish candle close, let's say, and then just fails and continues higher, this is where I no longer want to be in this trade, because at this point we would then be either forming a double top or creating a new higher high I don't want to be in, and the fib level would have broken. So this is no longer valid, okay? So this is the idea so far. Now, something else to keep in mind is our H4 RSI is oversold. So this is just something that we can use to say, okay, this is actually very likely the low. So yes, we can draw the fib from here for now. Of course, it can change. The RSI is not a golden goose. It doesn't mean that much, but it can just give us that little bit of influence. So then, again, we just wait for this pullback and rejection. And that's my trade idea on Euro Pound. So I just wanted to sort of make this very short video, unedited, and show you the thought process and the very basic breakdown of how I approach a trade. Now, of course, I teach all my students this in super detail. It's, you know, every single aspect of central banks, inflation, growth, identifying this type of trade in detail and the exact rules of when it works, when it doesn't, etc., etc. If you do want to be my student, you want to learn from me one-to-one and directly, there's a link you can apply to be my student, and I will teach you. It's one-to-one. I call you. We have weekly calls. We have weekly chat or daily chats, one-to-one, private. It's amazing. Guys, I'll see you later. Have a good one.